Lots to talk about today.
Great. I'll start the recording. Introduce you, Jacob. It's a pleasure to have you back again at WellCoin Talk for the third time.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Third time. Think about that. You know, third time's the charm, they say, and we got a lot in store for everyone today. A lot.
So okay, good evening. Great. To the WellCoin Talk community. Tonight we have our third AMA with Cure Token. Here to speak about the project is Jacob Beckley, the founder. So maybe for new investors tonight who weren't in the first two AMAs, maybe we could just do a recap over the Cure Token project and how it's looking to find treatments and cures for children with cancer.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for having me back, Glenn. So let me give a brief overview of myself first, and I'll tell you about the project, how it started, and kind of where we're going. I'll keep it brief initially, so Glenn, you can ask some questions along the way. But I am Jacob Beckley. I am the founder and CEO of Cure Token. And Cure Token launched our V2 contract in September of last year, which is Childhood Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month. So it's a double meaning there, because our project is focused on raising money and building awareness around underfunded pediatric cancer. And I have been personally raising money for this cause for many, many years. And I think I started, in 2011, 2012, with my goal, my vision of funding pediatric cancer research. And I started a nonprofit organization in 2016, which is namely, rightly called the Beckley Foundation. But since that point, we've been able to raise about $1 million, both personally and through the foundation, through a variety of different things, and just crazy stuff like people do marathons, or they'll do runs and walks. But I wanted to put myself out there, so I one time or two times actually, I built a boat out of wood myself. Never been a boat builder, I'm a technologist kind of guy, and rowed across a lake, which is called Lake Michigan in the U.S. That's in Chicago, and it's 65 miles across to 25 hours each time, and it was the worst experience of my life. But it's that type of stuff that I had been doing for years. And when the pandemic hit, it just put a damper on everything, and everything stopped. We weren't able to do any traditional fundraising the way we had previously, through like in-person events and silent auction items and raffles and all the things I would do. So we had to pivot. And as everyone recalls, at the beginning of the pandemic, cryptocurrency kind of got a whole new light shed on it, specifically because of Doge, but others as well, and become much more mainstream. And the result of that, I mean, I'm going to lots of stories around this, but the result of it is that was the birth of Cure Token. And Cure Token has done a lot of stuff in the past 6 months here, and we started as a charity project, which just the charity component, that was our utility, but there's just so much more that's been happening over the past 6 months, and specifically over the past couple months here since I was on last. There's just been an immense amount of technology and growth and partnerships and sponsorships and all of these sorts of things which have come out of Cure. And I'm just pleased to be what I consider now a senior in the BSC space, in the crypto space. And I hope Cure is becoming an influencer as well. And I want to talk a bit about that today later on. But we are a traditional cryptocurrency, charity component. Today, we have 8% of tokenomics, 4% for marketing, 4% for charity, and this has gone down over the months, and it's going to continue to go down. So the tokenomics will shift and continue to shift into downward momentum to make this project just affordable for entry and for daily trading. Glenn, I could talk for hours on this stuff, so I'm going to pause there and let you take it from here with any.
Jacob, and I think I forgot about at the start, if any investors are listening tonight, if you buy an NFT, there's some great prizes to win, including an iPhone 13 Max. So yeah, and the stakes are very high.
Glenn, I'm glad you brought that up early on, because that is a really cool piece of this. We have done a lot of very progressive things over the past few months, and one of which is we launched what I believe, and what I'm hearing from other people in the communities, is that we launched the largest NFT lottery promotion in the history of this crypto space. And what it is it's a campaign that we're running right now called Race for a Cure. And it's Race for a Cure is a nonprofit-based campaign, and we've partnered with NASCAR. We're also going to be partnering with NASCAR race team to bring this event to life. But what we built is an NFT that can be acquired at raceforacure.com. And we're going to be giving away 2 cars. I mean, we're giving away a Camaro, I think it's a 1LZ, a Z01. We're giving away a bunch of MacBooks, iPads, PlayStations, iPhones, BNB, other cryptos. And we're giving away a lot of stuff. And you should check out that site if you want to see all the things we're giving away. But tonight we're going to be giving away, as Glenn said, an iPhone 13 Pro Max, which is the newest, latest, greatest, best iPhone there is. And if you can't get the iPhone, or you want to remain anonymous, you'll get a cash equivalency in the form of crypto or in the form of an Apple gift card, if you prefer to go that method and acquire it on your own. Otherwise, we will acquire it and send it and get it off to you. But this is a pretty cool prize, And in addition to that, there's going to be other prizes, which I'll announce once we get to that drawing. So you have to stick around till we get to the drawing, but there'll be cash prizes and other types of things. You will want to own an NFT, because we're going to be spinning the wheel, and your NFT number is your entry. So if you don't have one, make sure you get one. But right now, I think we're at roughly around 282 entries, but the person has to be present here to win. So we are not going to draw this and somebody won't win who is not present. Somebody in this room is going to be the winner of all of these great prizes. So thanks for bringing that up, Glenn.
Awesome. Yeah, 1 in 282 at the moment chance to win an iPhone Pro Max is amazing. And you've also got on the website, I noticed as well, raffle tickets. There's going to be 10,000 tickets and a custom Harley Davidson. That's really cool. I mean, the odds 1 in 10,000 is really good,
Yeah, that's great odds as well. And entry for that raffle is $20. It's not even $20 US. Not a significant amount of money to get an entry in there. And you can earn additional entries just by sharing it on social media and putting your link out. Everyone has a personalized link, and anyone who comes in through that link, you earn another entry. So it's like $20. So every single one. So it's pretty cool. This bike is sitting right now in my garage, and I parked it there, and it was custom built, custom painted. This thing is insane. It's got air ride suspension that goes up and down. It's got the custom paint job. It has the speaker system is absolutely out of this world. It has giant bags in the back of the Harley Davidson, and there's no room. They are just subwoofers. This thing it's crazy. So the bike total build cost, and it was donated. The total build cost was $65,000. We are giving it away to somebody. One of 10,000 people is going to win that motorcycle and ride off into the sunset with representing Cure. It's going to be pretty cool.
Jake, have you not been tempted to put a couple of miles on there, or is it going to be 0 miles to the winner?
Oh, it does have some miles on it, but I did not put those on there, so it's not. I'm not out there joyriding this thing, so it's parked there, and it's going to remain parked until somebody wins it.
So yeah, if we can go into maybe the NASCAR sponsorship you've done recently, and you went to the racetrack, and how did that all go? It's the Gulig. I don't know how to pronounce it. Gorlig Racing, and Noah Gregson's the sponsor. Yeah. So yeah, and I don't know how many people in crypto know much about NASCAR. I personally did know nothing about NASCAR prior to the sponsorship, but we got the idea back in November of last year to reach out to NASCAR to figure out how we could do a sponsorship. And I'll tell you, it's more complicated than I thought. But you actually need to sponsor NASCAR, then you sponsor a race team, and then you sponsor an actual driver. And then you have to pick, do you want to sponsor the Cup Series or Xfinity Series or any of the other race series that they have? What we determined is we wanted to do the biggest and best. And we told NASCAR, let's do the Cup Series, which is their highest end series. And I wanted them to find us the right race team. So they went off to all the different race teams to figure out who's going to be the race team that's going to complement Cure Token and complement what we're trying to do with pediatric cancer. And they found Colleague Racing. And their driver, Noah Gregson, who happens to be a rookie this year in the Cup Series, but he had raced in Xfinity for, I think, 6 years. Young kid, 23 years old, but he's extremely passionate about pediatric cancer, and supporting that cause. And he's actually doing really well. He won first place last weekend on Sunday,
in the Cup Series race. So he's really doing well. I think from a point standpoint, I think he's actually in first place for points. So this is going to be really good. So our race that we signed up for is September 11th. Again, Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, and that's going to be in Kansas City, Missouri. And additionally to that, we are sponsoring NASCAR for the entire 2022 season. Cure Token is. And what that means is there's a lot going on. So we're doing media with them, digital media. We are partnering with their radio and broadcast and journals, magazines as well to get Cure Token placement all over that. So anyone who goes to a NASCAR race is probably going to hear about Cure Token this year. And that's just going to bring more people into our project. And as everyone knows here, and this is something, if you don't know anything about Cure, I'll tell you this about Cure. Cure Token is resonating more outside of crypto than it is inside of crypto. Most projects have to live inside this box of BNB and BSC, if you're a BSC project, and you have a small audience. But, Cure is actually resonating much broader than that in mainstream. And I want to talk a bit about Cure Chain in a bit and all those sorts of things of what we're doing. But we developed a product called Cure Pay, which is right now, it's a Cure Token property, but we're licensing it to other projects. And what it does is it allows people to use basic credit cards or debit cards as an easy on-ramp directly into our project. So, the reason or the impetus for this was I kept getting phone calls and texts from friends and family and others saying, hey, I want to buy some Cure Token, but I don't know how. So I had to go through education. This is a wallet. This is an exchange. Get some BNB, swap it over here in PancakeSwap. Go to PooCoin for your charts and all this kind of stuff. And it was just too much to do on a daily basis. So we wanted to automate that. So we built a programmatic solution for it, which we automate that entire process, the wallet generation, the acquiring the BNB, the swapping to our token, which is Cure Token, and it happens in seconds. And the net result is that these people pay with credit card, and then they get a dashboard to access their tokens. So it's a really easy on-ramp. And why this is important and relevant to what we're doing with NASCAR is that, NASCAR fans, a lot of them don't even know what crypto is. And then when you start talking about BSC and BNB, they have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So we wanted to make it really accessible and easy to get people into our project. So that's what we built. And now we've proven that it works. It's working great. We've had a lot of transactions come through it. And now we're getting other projects onboarded to it as we speak, so that we can have this as our utility for Cure Token, but also benefit others in the crypto space. And right now it's BSC, and we're bridging over to Ethereum as well with this product. So we're going to be able to help a lot of projects get people into crypto faster. And the transaction fees are so much less than traditional methods like MoonPay, Simplex, Crypto.com, all of those. They charge a lot. Simplex and MoonPay is like 12 or 22% to convert credit card to crypto. And we're doing it for 5%, so it's a big difference. And the 5% is just paying our credit card processing fees and infrastructure fees. So we're not making a dime off of this. And in fact, we're kind of at a loss on it, but that doesn't matter, because right now we're just growing this thing. We're trying to build it, and it's just it's pretty cool that we got that utility, and there's even more utilities on the way. But that all ties in with NASCAR and why we're doing NASCAR and what it means. I mean, this is a big investment to do NASCAR, and it's going to bring a lot of eyeballs on our project. And the goal in crypto, as everyone knows, is marketing, create awareness. People find your project, they buy into it, they tell their friends and family. I mean, that's how you grow a project. And we made the decision late last year that we wanted to go big, and NASCAR is the way we're going big on this.
Awesome, yeah. And I see since we last spoke, you've got Cure Staking platform, which has got 30-day, 90-day, 1 year staking, and at 1 year you get 40% APY, which is great for investors and supporting a great cause. And that means over 10% of the supply. I see 67.25 million's already been locked for 1 year. That's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to realize, for those of you who don't know the intricacies of running a crypto project, there's strategies that get deployed. And staking is one of those strategies. And the reason projects do staking is when you're a young project, like we were back in November when we launched staking. It's so important that you create a mechanism to create long-term holders. And in order to do that, staking is one of those vehicles. So you get people to stake their tokens for a period of time. And you reward them for that. You reward them for that loyalty and that's what we built. So 40% is actually a pretty significant APY. So if you had 1 million tokens and you put them in there for 1 year and lock them, you'll have 1.4 million tokens at the end of that year. So that's a significant return on investments just from a token standpoint. It doesn't matter what the price action is at that point. It's a great way to multiply your tokens.
80% of investors look like they've locked it for 1 year. So the long-term supporters of the Cure token, and that's great for the community and for investors alike. So how much has been raised now after 6 months, Jacob, from donations?
Way more than I was raising before. It would take me, a year to raise, $40,000-$50,000. And since Cure Token launched, I think our last publication said we were at about 450,000 that was raised, and it's growing. I mean, obviously we're in a down market right now. At one point, for a few days, we were pulling in $15,000 a day to the foundation, and that's awesome, And now it's trickled down. I think this past week we were at $600, so it's gone down significantly, but it's still different. It's different. We're making this thing work, and it's going to a lot of great places. We've been able to help so many families, fund research. We've been able to just change some lives, and also just create moments for families. Families so that they can spend time together and create memories and all those sorts of things. That's the reason I do this. And I gave my life up for a life of service years ago, and said I'm dedicating my life to this thing, to pediatric cancer, and it's pretty cool that to see the transition throughout the years, and the fact that we're sitting here now in this calendar or year to date on the foundation side, sitting in the position we're in, and the amount of people we've been able to help, and not just regional like we were previously. We would only be able to help people in the Chicagoland area. We're making grants all over the place. We've done charity drops throughout areas of Africa, South America, Puerto Rico, all throughout the U.S., in Europe. We did a charity drop in the U.K., I think about 2-3 weeks ago, from one of our admins, and I think we're privileged to be able to be in this position, and it's so rewarding to know that crypto, you can bring people in, they can have an opportunity to make some money, but at the same time, you can help so many people and really help them. It's not like we're almost like our differentiator. There's a lot of charity projects out there, but we're a foundation first charity project. This wasn't a project that got started one night and we said, let's go find a charity to attach ourselves to. This was a charity first project that needed to pivot, needed to, create a new way of fundraising, and crypto just seemed like the natural fit. Just the types of people, the community around it, and it's just everything worked out. I just looking back at time, this has just been one of the craziest years of my life, but stressful. I know, those of you in crypto that run projects or are affiliated with projects, crypto is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week thing. It never turns off, and you can't ever shut off. But it's been pretty rewarding to be able to help a lot of people, and I think this year is going to be obviously the best year ever as far as fundraising goes. But it's also going to be a foundational year for us to grow even further. One of the other things. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, that's great, Jacob. It's been a huge success because in 6 months you've raised $460,000, and I think the Beckley Foundation raised around $1 million over 5 years or so. So it's been great to come into crypto and just get that in 6 months. So yearly you could be making $1 million each year for.
I think that's what the pace is going to be. Yeah, I think that's what the pace is going to be. And we've also had a lot of other opportunities come out of this. I mentioned, NASCAR has been a catalyst for so much more stuff. We got the NFT promotion, we got the Race for a Cure campaign, we got the partnerships with NASCAR Foundation and other stuff. So much stuff. But then out of the blue, American Airlines reaches out to us, and they heard about our project and said, hey, we want to give you the opportunity to do a video and put the video on every single one of our flights for 2 months. So now in the month of May and June, if you go onto an American Airlines flight, which there's 80,000 flights in those 2 months, every single person who logs into Wi-Fi is going to see Cure Token. They're going to see, the this concept of crypto cures cancer. And it's just so cool. So we got a 30-second video that's going to air on all of the planes when you want to connect to the free Wi-Fi. So it's pretty good exposure. So, and that came out of, this project, this idea of let's combine crypto with charity and let's put it together and let's make a difference. And it's just remarkable to see and exciting to see these companies. I mean, a company like American Airlines come to us and say, hey, we want to help you out. We want to make this happen. And this is happening all over the place. It's companies are coming to us all over saying, we want to get involved. We want to help. We want to help promote it. We want to offer you these services to help you grow. And, it's unfortunate. The one thing that's unfortunate is that, and everyone here knows this, we're in a down market right now. And, we started the decline at the turn of the year. I remember we've got listed on our first centralized exchange, December 29th. And that was the worst day of 2021 when it comes to Bitcoin price. So that was a really bad day. But then coming into the new year, it's just been a constant decline. And then you add in this just the crazy times we're living in with the potential mass scale war, and it's just created a really volatile economy for both stable currencies as well as cryptocurrencies. So it's just unfortunate timing, but our project, I just know the foundation that we're putting in place right now from a technology, marketing, sponsorship, partnership, all the foundation we're doing is going to just put us in just the perfect position when we get into a strong bull market. We're just going to leapfrog ahead of all the other projects. And I mean, we're also developing Cure Chain right now, which is something I'm so excited about. I know I talked about this the last few times I was on this meeting, but it's being developed. We're moving forward with this. It's coming together. I'm flying out to Atlanta next Sunday to meet with Jim Nasser, who's going to be our CTO. So he's helping me concept and bring this to life through technology. And we had a meeting today, hour and a half long meeting today, where we're ideating and brainstorming and whiteboarding and thinking, how are we going to execute against this? And our roadmap for that product is going to be very fast. We're going to work incrementally. We're planning on having our first minimum viable product done within anywhere from like 60 to 90 days. So super fast and proven in market. And we're going to continually evolve and iterate and build this Cure Chain platform that's going, I feel it's going to have the potential to change the world as far as how people monetize their health data, how research occurs, how researchers collaborate, how they get access to information. And just so much in this, like bundled up into Cure Chain. And I'm really excited about that, because that's the next evolution of Cure. And once that happens and comes into the world, Cure Token is going to be a completely different project overnight. It's just going to be completely different.
Yeah, is that storing sort of data on the blockchain? I mean, I know in the past I've read about AI robots that can actually, do 10,000 times what a human can do, and they're looking for different sort of treatments for cancer, and and sort of just speeded up the period it'll take to find treatments and cures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just so much technology that's being applied to research right now, positive ways, and what this is it's going to be a vehicle. It's almost like the research highway. And it's going to be the vehicle for research to happen faster and be more accountable, be more transparent, and get funding they need, but also reward us for access to information, proprietary information, health information, but agnostic and anonymous of us. So they won't know it's you and I, but through the power of NFTs and the power of crypto and blockchain, we're going to create a tokenized token economic model that's going to reward people for access to information. And it's going to incentivize and reward researchers for being faster at breakthrough. And it's going to streamline that process and kind of cut out the inefficiencies by which it occurs. I mean, I was talking to Jim this morning about an anecdotal story. I know a researcher here in Chicago, and there's a researcher 4 blocks away that's doing identical research and redundantly, needlessly, and they don't even talk. They don't collaborate. They don't even want to connect. And it's because they don't have the right vehicle and they're not motivated or not incentivized to do so. And that's what Cure Chain is going to resolve. That problem primarily is going to be resolved through Cure Chain. So it's going to be a pretty revolutionary product, and it's all going to be built through blockchain technology and just nonprofit initiative. So there's something, nobody's making money at it. It's just purely philanthropic reasons to make a difference in the world. And that's all possible because of Cure Token.
Awesome, Jacob. Yeah, and how does the NFTs work? Because a lot goes to charity as well. If people buy NFTs, what's the cost for investors? And how's the percentage breakdown of where that goes, marketing and charities?
Yeah, so the NFTs, this NFT lottery that we're doing, has a breakdown like this. I don't have it on screen, so I'm going to do it from memory. But I think I'm going to get it wrong too. So I'm going to use fake percentages, but I believe it's 40% of it goes to liquidity within Cure Token chart, so that we can grow our chart and build more stability for the project. 10% is going to charity. We have a percentage that's going towards the prizes. That's why we're able to afford such big prizes. I mean, 2 cars, all these MacBooks, iPads, iPhones, that's a big cost. But it's through the sale of the NFTs that we're able to afford those awesome prizes. And then we have reflections as well. So when you own an NFT, you're going to be earning some Cure Token as a result. And that's going to be one of the ways that the NFTs will have a little bit of a longer term value throughout this entire promotion. So the NFT lottery ends the day of the race, which is September 11th. But every time we hit one of these targets, we're drawing. We did our first drawing, I think, about 3 weeks ago, and we gave away a PlayStation, an iPhone, and tickets to Kansas City to see the race. And it was awesome to award that stuff. So every time we hit a new target, we're going to be giving away tons of prizes. And it's pretty cool concept. I know other projects are doing it. It's just the scale at what we're doing this is completely different. So right now you can get an NFT. They're 0.15 BNB per NFT, and we've also introduced credit card payment. So if you do buy one without crypto and you want to use credit card, it's a fixed fee. So it's not variable like crypto, but it's I think it's $65 to get your NFT, earn reflections, and have a chance to win some of these cool prizes.
That's great for investors. And so there's 2 NASCAR cars going to be given away. How is it drawn as well for the prizes? How do you work it so it's fair for everyone?
I have a number wheel picker, and we put in the number of NFTs that are accounted for, and we get on camera, we spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, that NFT holder is the winner. Best part about NFTs is every single one of them is numbered, whether you buy it through crypto or you buy it through credit card. So every time it gets minted, you get a number. So earlier, before this meeting, I think we were at 282, meaning that there would have been 282 NFTs sold, and the next one that would sell after that would be 283 and going on. So we just draw it on screen, on camera, record it, post it, and I'm still trying to get a couple people to post that they received the prizes, but we give them away. I mean, this is pretty cool, So today we're going to be, as I said, going to be giving away a couple things here, and excited to do that because I just love rewarding the community, doing it live, and it's going to be awesome to be able to do it here and make sure that somebody here actually does get it. So that's going to be awesome.
Hey, Jacob, and I think there's cash alternative as well, rather than taking delivery of you could actually take it in crypto or different means.
Yeah. So I've gotten that question a lot. Like somebody says, "Hey, I live in Indonesia. How am I going to get Camaro?" And so what's going to happen is if it's accessible to you, we'll acquire the vehicle, get it, ship it locally, and locally meaning continental U.S. If it's outside of that region, we'll do cash value. And cash value, the best part about where we live, we can work in crypto or we can work in currency. And so I know we did some giveaways the other day, and a person lived in Turkey, for example, who won, and they didn't want the product. We ended up sending them crypto, so cash equivalent crypto amount.
Very awesome. I can open up to the rest of the team. And there was a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
Let's see who's on.
We've got lots of hands up from investors, so I'll go to Syed. You had a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. First of all, I really want to appreciate you guys for working for such a important cause. We need people more like you in the universe. So that's really amazing. So my question is, I want to know that if any research team or institute requires funding for the research relating to pediatric cancer or any other disease, so will it be possible for the research team to apply for the funds by providing all the required information, research work they already have done?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have a grant form on our website at curetoken.net. And, it's geared right now for family support, but it's also meant for research. So you can go to the websites at the top right, and up to this point, every single application that has come in through the grant form, 100% of them have been approved. So we vet in the case of families, we speak to social workers or the person who recommended them. We speak to the family, and then we grant them financial support for like car payments, mortgages. We've done trips to Disney. We've also paid for a family to go see their kid who was in a hospital in another country. So we've been doing a variety of different things. When it comes to the research side, you can fill out the same form. We have a team that vets what's happening and the research that's being done or has been done in the past. And then grants are approved through that method. As we build out CureChain, that's going to be the vehicle to really get researchers collaborating and get them involved and sharing. And I'm really excited about that because I do believe that's going to be about 60 or 90 days away. And that will be a game changer for research and research communities. So Syed, if you want to fill out that form, if you've got something in mind, that's what it's there for. And definitely do so if you have something in mind.
Yeah, that would be really great. So my next question is, on your white paper, I've read that CureToken is exploring the creation of entire new blockchain dedicated to an agnostic system of organically growing lifetime patient health information. So it is same as CureChain or it is completely different aspects. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so CureToken is the tokenized version of this product. CureChain is going to be the technology utility of CureToken. And, CureChain is just that. We're trying to decentralize, democratize, data at the end of the day. So that's what we're building, but it's a utility of CureToken. So anyone who invests in CureToken is going to have a stake in CureChain and in the future of CureChain. They're all tied together. I guess summing it up about the blockchain aspect, we are evaluating, and this is part of the purpose of my meeting on Monday, is to evaluate what is the best method here. Are we going to build our own blockchain, or are we going to ride on the rails of already proven blockchains? I think where we're leading now is that we're going to ride on the rails of something that already exists. So we don't have to worry about, a lot of the fundamentals of developing a blockchain, but rather go off right on the backs of some of the best or biggest blockchains out there that have already solved a lot of the problems, that already have the infrastructure, already have the adoption, all those sorts of things that are really important when you're launching something at this scale. So all of that is going to be coming out of our Monday workshop, and I'll be sharing that with the community, and we'll be doing press release as well as other articles on this topic in the next week to 2 weeks here. But it's there's a lot going on here. But all of CureChain and everything we talk about there, and all of Race for a Cure and all these other things that we're doing are all under the umbrella of Cure, and that is the CureToken project.
Okay, God, it's really amazing. So my final question. So you may also talked about this CureChain. So I was wondering, how are you planning on educating all the researchers which are not familiar with this blockchain technology, so they can easily access the CureChain and use it easily to share the data or gather the data?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. And researchers is just one piece of that pie. I mean, there's the consumer patient side of things, you and I. There's the researchers, then there's the health organizations, pharmaceutical companies, healthcare providers, all of the other tiers within the ecosystem, and that need to know what are those use cases and user journeys throughout the entire life cycle of this new chain. And it's an extremely important aspect of it. So we've already began having conversations with a variety of different researchers. And this is outside of the U.S. as well as inside the U.S. And one of which is Dr. Adam Resnick of Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And he is on the forefront of blockchain technology as it applies to research. And his focus is coincidentally pediatric cancer research. So we're collaborating with him to figure out the research angle, as well as other researchers have come onto the project as both advisors and first testers of whatever we come out of in our first development phase. And so they're helping us figure that out. Like, what are the gaps? How do we get people, the research side, how do we get them involved in this? What motivates them? What incentivizes them? Are there token economics that come out of this that apply to them, to the research side of things, so you can fund research? And how do you know, like, from their perspective, how do you get community-driven feedback on what informs the research? And that's going to be done through a variety of other financial methods of creating bounties and incentives and other things for researchers to want to work together and be incentivized to have results, proven results faster. The more information that they're sharing, the more value there is. On the flip side, the more information that a patient or a patient family enters in, through the staking and proof of authority and accountability stake, the more value there's going to be to those initial NFTs. So there's an entire financial model ecosystem which we're crafting right now, because that's a piece of it. So you have the technology, you have the financial incentives, the tokenomics, all of the economics of this. But then you also have what you just described, which is, how do you get people to use it? How do you motivate people or incentivize people to want to use it? So there's going to be a ton of conversations about this in the workshop that we're doing. But we've got a lot of ideas already around how we tackle that, because, adoption is going to be one of our biggest barriers. It's not the technology, it's going to be the adoption. So we've already started, working through those journeys, working through the motivation and incentive, segments here to figure out what is the right way of bringing this to life. So we've got a lot of ideas around it, and we're going to be producing a massive white paper on this. And it'll be one of those, 80, 100, 150 page white papers. This will be a big one on this entire concept for CureChain and our roadmap, as well as what our purpose is, our mission, our pillars, our tenets, all of that leading into the strategy about technically how it gets developed, but then more importantly, how we create adoption. So this is something that we got a lot of people working on, a lot of very smart people. I mentioned Jim Nasser a minute ago. He used to be the head of the CDC blockchain initiatives. Very, very smart individual. And now he started up a company many years ago called Acor, and they are now on board as our strategic partner. And he is now the CTO, strategic advisor of this initiative. And there's a lot of other people that are getting rolled into this and coming on board. I have several meetings even this weekend with other people that are going to be adding value to this, both from a security perspective, infrastructure, the logistics side of it, but as well the adoption and marketing and just all the stuff that surrounds the technology aspect. We believe, especially after coming out of this call today, technology is not going to be the barrier here. We're not inventing net new technology that does not exist today. We are taking technology and combining it into a brand new solution through innovation and just changing the way things are done today and applying it to the industry, which is research. So we're going to get there really fast. It's going to be a really fun ride along the way. So I hope people come on board CureChain, Cure Token, and really see the growth with us and help us, take this to that next level, because it's going to come pretty fast.
Yeah, thank you for your detailed answer, and thank you for your efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Syed.
We've got Aisha next. Aisha's actually a doctor in Pakistan in the community, so that's great to hear a question from Aisha. You have a question for Jacob at Kyoto? Go ahead.
Thank you, Glenn, for introducing me. Thank you so much. Okay, first, I would like to appreciate such a wonderful project. Very amazing.
Thank you, Aisha. Thank you.
Okay, I want to know that, do you have any plan of offering scholarships to the medical students, doctors, or researchers to take part in the research being carried out related to pediatric cancer or any other morbidities in the institutes or labs being funded by Cure Token or Beckley Foundation?
Yeah, that is not something we're doing today, but that is absolutely something that's on the roadmap. And, the first step here, 6 months ago, we didn't even know CureChain was going to exist. We didn't even know, these future things that we're building were, they weren't even conceived. Cure Token has, been a catalyst for so much more. And we've had to adapt and adopt, right now we're focused on pediatric cancer from my foundation's perspective. but Cure Token is branching out way beyond pediatric and going into all catastrophic childhood diseases, and eventually it's going to get to adulthood. So Cure is going to be the project that just focused on medical, on making it accessible, affordable, and equal worldwide. And a piece of that evolution is what you're describing around, helping individuals get scholarships or grants for education in order to work on some of these initiatives. And that's definitely something we're going to be doing in the future as we develop Cure Chain, as we make it more mainstream and get adoption. That's going to be the next side of this, is how do we, educate more people in these categories and arm them with the resources they need to be successful in order to help solve these big problems. One of the big gaps, I know Glenn, you and I spoke about this quite a bit previously. One of the gaps in research is that there's really no motivation for people to find cures for disease. I mean, pharmaceutical companies who have the most amount of money that goes into R&D and research, it's not to find cures, it's to treat. It's to help. It's to help the ailment, not solve the problem. And Cure in its initiative is to make a difference and inevitably make it so that people are motivated to find cures. So Aisha, I think to answer your question shortly, yes, that is in our roadmap and our future plan. It's not there today, but I do see that happening hopefully within the next 6 months. I think we'll probably be at that stage to start scholarship programs and grants for education.
All right. That's really true that there was no motivation initially, but now things are improving. And thank you. Okay, one more from my side. On your white paper, it's mentioned that you are planning to provide global healthcare access to all around the world, and various methods are also discussed on your white paper, like cheap video consultation with registered general practitioners and specialists, and also providing prescriptions where postage services or arrangements of local surgeries. I want to know that, do you have any plan of creating online platform for health consultation where doctors all around the world can volunteer and offer their services in cheap to the patients in need?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought this up because this is our future utility after Cure Chain, is just that. It's a global platform with our mission early on was to make healthcare, equal, accessible, and affordable, because it's disparate throughout the entire world. You can live in one area of the U.S. and have great healthcare, but it's not affordable. You could live in, Asia, or you could live in India, for example, and you may not have access to the best treatment, but your care is good. You get good care, or if it's accessible, but there's a lot of, it's not equal worldwide. So through this technology platform, which is our future utility, that will be the case. And one of the facts of coming out of the pandemic is that there was an uptick, 85% uptick in e-visits, e-medical visits. These people weren't able to leave their houses, and it was big worldwide. It wasn't just here in the US. 85% uptick in online medical treatment is a massive growth period that nobody predicted would happen as quickly as it did, but it was forced to happen. That now has created, it's going to become the catalyst for making healthcare accessible, much more accessible, and quality healthcare as well. And the future state of this is that Cure Token, or Cure in general, will be the currency by which individuals can access this care, but as well the medical providers can receive it. So there's going to be a utility based around Cure that is going to bring this all to life, and it's going to be through technology like you described. It's going to be like a portal like thing.
Okay, that's really great. And best wishes for Cure Token. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you, Aisha, for bringing those up. Great questions.
Great. Venice, you had a question for Jacob. Go ahead. I'm used to the wrong person. 1 second. Yeah, Venice, you had a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, I read you have plans for hosting the Cure Olympics, but I think in the world out there, there are a lot of people with great talents, but they are disabled and not really popular, and they are poor too. So, will you also sponsor the event for hunting the talents among those disabled people and bring them for Olympics?
Yeah, that's a great question. You're obviously all doing your research on the white papers and so forth. That's great. Cure Olympics. is a concept, and it's an early concept, but it's something that we felt was a good vehicle, good platform to kind of connect communities throughout the world. And we wanted it to focus around not necessarily disabled, it's like the Special Olympics, but what we want to do is focus around catastrophic disease. And when this was conceived, it was around pediatric cancer. And it wasn't necessarily the patients or those affected. It's the family and the communities around these individuals that we wanted to create a platform for and create reach. And we felt that we could do that through an Olympic type scenario. So this is something that we have not lost sight of. It is further out on our roadmap because, frankly, the technology, proving ourselves in the technology space, I think is where we're going to get to faster. But once we scale up Cure Pay first, and then Cure Chain as a massive utility, then we get into the worldwide outreach, which Cure Olympics is definitely one of the vehicles we're going to be working towards. And I see that happening probably in a roadmap of, I'd say, 2+ years is when we'd probably start something at that scale. But this would be completely worldwide, and it would be a very recognizable and recognized, sort of platform that is sponsored by and built by Cure.
Yeah, thank you. And one more question from my side. Do you have any plans for creating the awareness among people? I mean, to educate the families how they can handle their disabled kid, or what they need to do to prevent the disease from spreading more. And even there are still families in the world or communities in the world who doesn't take their kids for vaccination, like polio is a big issue. They are not aware of what they are doing to their kids. So do you have any plan to make them aware of the things?
Yeah, so not specific to those references. However, my personal mission and the mission of the foundation is an awareness mission. So we fund research, and then secondly, our charter is to create awareness. And like you described, it's there's an awareness campaign that needs to happen just on educating the benefits of this versus that. But where we see the value, at least from the foundation perspective, is about connecting people, building awareness about a problem, but also becoming a resource for people who go through this, people who get the sentence of your child has childhood cancer. They don't opt into that, and they don't know what to do. I mean, overnight your life changes, and you don't know anything. So your first destination is Google. It's maybe you have a friend or extended family member who's probably maybe been through this before, but more times than not, you're going through this alone. So our foundation connects people with resources, and these can be other families that have gone through this prior, and it could be other medical institutions. We've got a vast network of hospitals, healthcare providers, and families that we connect people with. To help them navigate this, because it's a very difficult and trying time. So that's how we handle the more the awareness side and the resource side of things. But I think what you're talking about is at scale, almost like coming in from like an NGO perspective into a country that has an issue with potentially polio, like you described, and making a difference there. We're not at the scale to be able to support that. We're still a grassroots small foundation. But we're scaling, and not scaling in headcount, but we're scaling in our footprints of how much impact we can have. And the fact that we have impact now worldwide is something I never thought would occur ever, and I didn't think it would happen as quickly as it's happened in the past few months here. But our goal and roadmap for the foundation side of things is just as aggressive and progressive as it is with Cure and Cure Pay and Cure Chain. I mean, as you can see, we're doing a lot, and we are trying to move as fast as we can to seize the opportunities that are ahead of us, and one of which is also on the foundation side, and trying to see how we scale that in the appropriate direction. And I can't say in the future we won't do things like that, but today we're just not at the size yet to be able to support initiatives like that.
Okay, thank you so much for making the world a better place. You are doing a great job, and I think it will not be forgotten by the people that you have helped. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Okay, great. We've still got quite a lot of questions there. Okay. I'll keep going because, it affects nearly everyone in the world, really. Everyone knows about the disease and cancer, and Yeah, so we need to open up the platform for everyone to have their say. John Michael, you had a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Oh, it's a little bit of a bad connection there, John Michael.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, let's see if it's consistent.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, I must say, good presentation.
Thank you.
That was really a nice one. Yeah. My question, like,
Out there. So I'll move on. We can maybe come back and see if it gets better.
Yeah.
Maisie Mike, Maisie Mike, you had a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
It's most definitely, Glenn. Hi, Jacob. I see what you do, and I'm just here to lend my voice, also commending you for the job well done. I mean, having to pick this project specifically directed at children. I mean, it's something that a lot of people overlook these days, and even having to also spend money doing research as to finding cures and also carrying out some sort of donations. I saw pictures in the group chat and I was really impressed. It really made my evening. And I'm just here to commend you and also to talk a little about the payment platform that you have also developed. I know you're also trying to make it easier for people to donate, make donations and purchases, but I'm also looking at a situation where when you are also listing some other tokens that would make use of that platform, they get to pay a certain amount of money because some sort of partnership, so as you can also raise some funds for the charity project. I know you said something about you operating that platform at a loss, and I'm not particularly satisfied with that fact. I mean, if you have such an amazing idea as to making purchases of tokens really easy for a lot of people using debit cards, I mean, tokens that are listed there should at least have the decency to actually pay a certain amount of money to I mean, belong to that platform. I think you've really done great, and I'm just here to commend you.
Well, thank you for that, Mazzy Mike. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that it is operating at a loss, but that loss is being generated by unfortunately fraud. At the end of the day, and it's everyone knows how dangerous the crypto space is. There's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of people that once they see crypto and dollars signs, they just try to do anything they can to penetrate it, attack it, manipulate it, and unfortunately, that's what occurs. We've done a lot to fortify the process and the platform, which we spent months doing, and now we're at the point where we have very little loss happening. But early on, it was a lot. I think Eric's on here, and he's probably going to yell at me for telling everyone this, but I think in the past 3-4 months, we've had a loss of about, I'd say, $85,000 loss that is directly out of Cure Pay. That's been resolved, and great thing is the community didn't have to pay it. It all came out of my pocket personally to keep this thing going. But we fixed that. We've resolved the breakage that was occurring, and now it's a very steady and it's a very proven process now, to the point where we're so confident that we want to bring on other projects, and those other projects that come on are going to be supporting our chart. They're going to be helping our liquidity. They're going to be helping the foundation. And it's going to be a win-win for everyone because it's going to be the cheapest on-ramp of cryptocurrency, and at the same time, it's going to be doing a lot of good as a result. So it's a great product, and can't wait to get other projects on board.
And I want to tell you to keep doing what you're doing, and I can only wish you the best. And I hope that the lives you touch will someday remember how good it was for them, and then. I mean, God's blessings. If you believe in God, I want to wish you more of God's blessings, and then just the very best in everything you do.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we are winning. I mean, Cure Token's a massive project that's changing lives. And in the 1990s, I know leukemia was 90% fatality, and now it's 10% with stem cell therapy. So we are sort of progressing, and we do need to pump this money into research and cure most cancers. I know 7 cancers are being cured with stem cell or immune boosting technologies in mice. So yeah, in the next 10, 15 years, we could be really helping, Jacob. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, Glenn. And, I agree. And, I in my past, up until, actually very recently, I believed that how we were all going to make a difference was by funding research. And we've actually pivoted from that. Our goal now is to not just fund research, but to enable it to occur faster, to enable it to occur, in the right direction. And that's why I think cure chain is just so important for this industry, for this community of researchers. And that's where we feel is the best investment, rather than giving 100 grand to this research over here and 50 grand to this research. We want to build a platform and a mechanism to enable better research across the board. So that's really where we're focusing on now. And I think for the next 3 to 6 months, that's going to be our primary focus is going to be cure chain.
Yeah, I mean, it's close to my heart. My dad got
it's
cancer, and he was cured with TB. They put the TB into the bladder, and then it uses the N95 cells to actually attack the cancer, as well as obviously cause bits of damage. But he's still here 10 years later, so it's close to many people's hearts.
And that, Glenn, that's the problem with treatments today. And I could talk for hours about this stuff, but the treatments that we have today are not, not progressive. And a lot of times, like for chemotherapy, for example, this is changing pretty rapidly, but, chemotherapy for childhood cancer is the exact same treatment plan that they do with adults. It's the exact same. And it's like, why do that? Why not be more progressive? Why not make a difference in childhood cancer? Because by solving problems in childhood cancer, it's going to have a cascading effect throughout all adulthood cancers. Focus, time, resources, energy in, the inception of cancer. And it's gonna change everything. So I mean, that's my belief. And I've mentioned it before, but I work in innovation, and innovation is about it's about identifying the right problem and then figuring out what's causing that problem, what's causing the problem before that and the previous problem. And as you work backwards, you start to realize that the closer you can get to the inception of when cancer begins, and you solve some of those underlying problems there, it's going to have a cascading effect downstream. So that's why I'm so passionate about childhood cancer, and that's why I focus all my time with that initiative. And as I said, I've dedicated my life to this.
Yeah, immunotherapy is very progressive, rather than sort of using old sort of technology that is quite damaging to the body. On chemotherapy is quite sort of damaging, and not nice treatment. So in the future we can sort of with the research money from Cure Token, we can progress it faster and faster. So
and go towards the things that are more progressive, and the ones that have the most potential. And the other major flaw in this whole ecosystem of research is that it's not community driven. Research is coming out of governmental organizations, pharmaceutical companies, and healthcare providers, and they're making a lot of these decisions. And it needs to be a community driven initiative. It needs to, there needs to be a stake in it from a community perspective, and that's what's going to be a catalyst for faster and more more rapid breakthroughs in research as well. So all of this is coming together pretty rapidly, and I'm just super excited. As I said, I mean, this meeting that's coming up next week, I'm so excited for it, because this is going to be kind of the jump start of this concept of bringing this whole thing to life. So it's going to happen fast. So buckle up, and hopefully everyone's ready for the ride, because I know I am.
So we'll go on to Book Harry. You had a question for Jacob at Cure Token. Go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very proud of you on this project. This is very like a holy project, you can say. And my question about your project is, as everyone can't understand the crypto system, right? So the people who wanna give charity are like that. They always do donations. How do you attract in the market of those people? How can they contribute in your project?
Yeah, so because we are a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, we accept donations. Just people who want to donate money, and that can go directly into the foundation. You get a tax write-off. It's you can get your tax deduction from it. On the project side of things, it's different because we're doing it through the tokenomics of a digital asset. Cure token. So we're getting 4% out of tokenomics. So every single buy and every single sell, there's a 4% tax, and that's how we're funding the great things. The researchers that we're funding, the direct family support that we're doing. All of that is coming out of just the tokenomics of a crypto asset project in the BSC space. And the future state of Cure token, outside of Cure Pay and Cure Chain and all of this, is that we are planning on building stronger utilities, but we're also planning on making it much more accessible. And so that's things like potentially getting onto Ethereum or Solana or other blockchains, so that we can have Cure exist elsewhere, not just exclusively in the BSC space.
Okay, and one more question: like the Cure team is selecting which research team or the laboratory to make donation to. Okay, so I mean to say like the community can vote on that, or the put forward any research team for consideration, or
yeah. So yes, we haven't been in a position yet to do that as far as community involvement on the research side, because frankly we haven't had enough researchers come to us and ask for grants yet. In fact, we haven't had any. So if you want to do that, you'd be first. But what we have had is a lot of families that have come to us that need things, such as they're losing their home, they're losing their car, they lost their job, they have financial burdens. Those, we want to get the community involved, but the problem we have is that usually more times than not, those are all about timing. And we don't have time to run a poll. I mean, we have to act fast because this is it's a really difficult situation somebody's in. So so we just make the decision to do it. And so far it's been 100% acceptance rate, where if there's a family in need that is losing their house, for example, we come in right away, same day, probably within a few hours to come in and help them. So getting the community involved in that is a little bit difficult. But what we do as well is after we do these grants, we immediately share it with the community to make them feel like they're a part of it. But we got to move real fast on a lot of these decisions. As we will fund and vet researchers, that's where we're going to get the community involved. Is that we have a lot more time to react to that scenario. So that's definitely something on our plan and roadmap, and it's something that we believe as a community from the very beginning is kind of why this is a community-driven project, and we need to maintain that. We need to make that happen. But again, when you do direct family support, it's just extremely difficult to be responsive and be community-driven. But on the research side, it'll absolutely be that way.
Thank you very much for this great project, and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bakari.
Okay, great. I think we probably need to move over to the quiz and the NFT giveaway now.
This is exciting. This is going to be good.
We've still got questions and stuff, but yeah, I'm sure they can come into. Do you have the VC open, Jacob, sometimes for investors to come in and have a chat?
Yeah, we have.
Token, yeah.
If anyone has additional questions, you can DM me directly or come to our community. We do voice or video chats there weekly. Sometimes more than once a week, but we try to always make an opportunity to engage the community. And I'm grateful, Glenn, that you're giving us this platform because you guys have been great to our project. You have a great community, but it's through stuff like this that we can really get the message out there of just what we got going on. But if we don't have these, you can come over to our community, and I'll be happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Awesome, yeah. I mean, the Cure token is just a great project. It's over 6 months old. Like you say, you've made probably more than you made in the last few years with the Berkeley Foundation. Although the Berkeley Foundation has been amazing and made over $1 million towards that, so it's probably the best thing when you came into crypto, and you're sort of blown away with what you could raise internationally compared to regionally. Yeah,
it's been crazy. And one last point on the foundation side of things. There's a lot of foundations out there that get too big, they scale too fast, or whatever. I mean, I can name. I'm not going to throw any foundations under the bus, but a lot of them, you give them $1 and 20 or 40 cents actually goes to the cause. Our foundation still is a dollar in, dollar out foundation. So every dollar that comes into it is still a dollar out that goes to the mission and the cause. So I'm really proud of that, and we're continuing to make that happen, even with all the great success we've had over the past, so I guess 6 months at this point.
Great. Let's have a look at the quiz then.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Over at Kahoot. I need to share that in the main chat, and then everyone can join. It's called the Cure quiz. That's cool. I need to share. Let's have a look. My screen.
Yeah, just that window.
A link for everyone. I've got. Right, let's have a look. So it'll be about 15, 20-minute quiz. I'm not sure how many questions we've got. Doesn't always work this, but let's see. I've got to share my screen. There we go. That's the code. Is that sharing in?
You shared the wrong link.
Okay. I keep forgetting how this works, but yeah. Complex stuff. Take screenshot. No, that won't work. Let's have a look. Does that link work? Let's have a look.
Says it's loading now.
No, I think that takes it to the screen before. I've got a new code now.
We can just share the game pin and Kahoot.it for people to join themselves and put the code
in. Right, the code keeps changing now.
So we don't need the code. We can do the link. It says that I'm in.
Yeah. People are coming in. I see that. Yeah. Right.
That's cool. Wonderful.
Okay, so we'll give it, 4 or 5 minutes, get everyone into the link, and we can get going.
All right, how many people we got in there so far? Oh, nice.
54, I think. Yeah. I've muted the sound, but it seems to still be coming through. But
All right, should we fire it up? What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Glenn, you want to rock and roll? Glenn, I don't know if you know this, but you are on mute. And did you by chance just use the wrong?
that changed the quiz settings.
Fuck.
Trying to get rid of the. Everyone needs to join a new link now by the looks of it. Not going well tonight for some reason.
Yeah, we need a new link now.
If you join this new link, everyone, the music won't stop for some reason, even though it's muted. So I have to talk over the top of that, but
might be all that Guinness.
Jump through hoops tonight. Sorry, it's a new game pin link. Please join this one. We'll give it a couple more minutes.
The link I put in the chat. It's a good one. I edited it.
Did you just edit it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
We've still got an iPhone 13 Pro Max to give away as well after the quiz. So stay tuned. If you're not in the quiz, just stay tuned for the draw for that.
And buy an NFT if you haven't already to be able to win the iPhone.
Give it 2 more minutes. Get everyone into the quiz and we can start. Okay, I think we should be ready to start in a minute. Questions and the answers on your screen as well. Enabled that. Okay, I think we should start now. Here we go. The cure quiz. What is UTXO? What is UTXO? And the correct answer was unspent transaction output. Next question, 2 of 20. What is a miner? What is a miner? There's computers that validate and process blockchain transactions. Okay, next question, 3 of 20. What is a hash function? What is a hash function? And it was, takes an input and returns a fixed length string of numbers and letters. Okay, next question. What is a cold storage? What is a cold storage? A private key not connected to the internet. I think you don't get as long to answer the question on this quiz, so on to the next question. You have to be quick. Which is not a part of asymmetric encryption? Which is not a part of asymmetric encryption? And it's mining. Yeah, I think you only get 5 seconds instead of 15 seconds for the normal quizzes. And Eric is in second there. That's cool. Thizzle's in fourth. What incentivizes the miners to give correct validation of transactions? What incentivizes the miners to give correct validation of transactions? It's a block reward. Speed quiz tonight. Next question. What is the term for when a blockchain splits? What is the term for when a blockchain splits? 10 seconds you get instead of 15. Gotta be quick, guys and girls. It is a fork. Next question. What is a node? What is a node? And it is a computer on a blockchain network. Next question, 9 of 10, nearly halfway. What is a private key? What is a private key? 3 seconds, 2, 1, blast off. And it is a key not to be given to the public. Next question, halfway through. Asymmetric encryption use. Asymmetric encryption use. It was public and private keys. Next question. Where is the least safe place to keep your cryptocurrency? Where is the least safe place to keep your cryptocurrency? On an exchange. Boo-hoo. Next question. What is proof of stake? What is proof of stake? And it's a transaction and block verification protocol. Next question. Where powers the Ethereum virtual machine? Not where, but what powers the Ethereum virtual machine? And it's gas. Very high prices at the moment. Beware. Next question, where can you buy cryptocurrency? Where can you buy cryptocurrency? All of the above. Next question, 15 of 20. What are the different types of tokens? What are the different types of tokens? All of the above. Next question, 4 to go. What is a Dash masternode? What is a Dash masternode? And the answer is a node that provides additional supervisory network services. Next question. What is a Genesis block? What is a Genesis block?
I don't know. Yes.
Test. Wait.
Give 1 second.
Okay, man.
It's the first block of a blockchain. Next question. What does P2P stand for? What does P2P stand for?
Yeah.
And it was peer-to-peer. Next question. 2 to go. What is a blockchain? What is a blockchain? It is a distributed ledger on a peer-to-peer network. And the last question coming up. Here we go. What characteristic makes blockchain tamper-proof? What characteristic makes blockchain tamper-proof? Immutability was the correct. And here comes the winners. In third place, Hen Riley. Second place, Billy Anderson. First place is Jason Maps. Congratulations, Guy. I think we've got 2 other guys, Yosing and Half Asleep. Also got 4th and 5th. Congratulations, guys. Okay, I think we've finished there. Congratulations to the winners. They'll be informed shortly. And Jacob, I think we've got the NFT draw now as well for an iPhone 13 Pro.
We do.
I also have a wheel spin as well. Sorry to interrupt you for a quick prize giveaway as well.
Everyone's muted into the chat.
Okay, so I can do my wheel right now if you want.
Go for it. Yeah, I'll do this one next.
It's just a 1 winner, so it'll be nice and quick. Holy shit. What was that?
Okay, I don't know if anyone could hear me there. I couldn't hear anyone. Could everyone hear me in the quiz?
I could, yeah.
Oh, cool. I just started talking now and I couldn't hear anyone. I said to Jacob about the iPhone 13 Pro Max giveaway.
Yeah, and you should keep that wheel up because I also want to give multiple prizes to everyone who's participating here, even those who do not own the NFT. So if you can, DM that list of names, and I'll also do a wheel for that. Awesome. All right.
Do you want the list? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. DM me that list, and we're going to do a couple drawings here.
Right on. Let me just remove the title for you and then send it your way. Okay, so if you open your DMs, you'll see a massive list.
All right. Very cool.
All right. I added myself 5 times on the bottom. Don't worry about that. Just leave it.
All right. So let's do this. So, oh wow, yeah, a lot of people here. This is everybody in the room, right?
Real, yeah.
That was everyone who participated, because I'm sure, like anything else, maybe someone would join like a double account. So it removes any potential double accounts and whatnot.
All right, this is cool. Let me share my screen. And what we're going to do is we're going to do for these names. Let me find my list here real quick.
I'm also sorry. Can you add Glenn there? It appears that Glenn wasn't on there because he was the first person to join, so it doesn't actually include his name.
All right.
Ironically.
All right. Let me share my screen.
I can't say the share screen at the moment, but.
All right. You should see my shared screen now, right?
Oh, yeah. I see it. Yeah.
And there you are, Glenn. I added you there. Dizzle.
Yes.
You pinched our screen idea from the past. That's cool.
Yeah. And then there's a bunch of names down here.
You can add your logo if you got to customize, by the way. FYI for future.
Cool. Yeah. Next time. All right. So we're going to do 3 drawings here. We're going to be doing $100, $150, and $250.
What?
Yeah. So $500 to 3 people. You can only win once, to who's ever on this wheel. Is everyone ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's shuffle it up here. This is real cryptocurrency money. This is BNB.
Right on.
So here we go. First winner of $100. Oh, Mazzy Mike was right there. Who is it? All right. Rebecca and James. Crypto. Let me copy that.
Ooh. Oh, we were talking earlier. Right on. You know, there's also a results tab, by the way, for you.
Oh, nice.
It'll pull all the winners.
Okay, great. Let's shuffle again. This is for $150.
Is that yourself, or the World Stands with Ukraine is actually the spin the wheel company?
That's the spin the wheel method.
Ah.
Hey, Ricky, congratulations. I will copy it for prosperity's sake in case something gets screwed up. And then the big prize of $250. Shuffle it up. And this one goes to, oh, I saw Eric there. Crypto baby. $250 winner. All right. That was fun.
Awesome.
Now,
congratulations,
we go to the NFTs. And as a reminder, you have to be an NFT holder in this room in order to win. We're going to see how long this goes. Hopefully it doesn't go long. But we have 2 through 290. The reason we don't have number 1 is because I own number 1 as part of the testing process. But here we go. Everyone ready? And then
let's go.
As it comes up.
All right.
Let's see here. And as it comes up, if you're in the room and you have this, 215. Is anyone here who owns 215? And we'll prove it out later, but anyone here? Raise your hand. If not, we will continue. All right, we will continue. Go to this next one. And I know anyone who has a number 255 or higher and you did it through Pure Pay, I have record of who you are. Like that one.
Oh, I was 1 away.
That one was purchased today.
Oh, who was that? Congrats.
I don't know. This was purchased today, and I think it was purchased. Actually, I think I know who this is. I can tell you. If the person's here, they get it. Let me see. Today we had somebody in our chat buy, and I think they were number 181.
So you just missed out with this. Have you got an iPhone?
No,
13?
I was a couple off. I know the person who was 1 off. Unfortunately, he was 1 number shy.
And nobody's raising their hand, right?
I don't think so.
Gonna keep going. Here we go.
I also unlocked chat.
All right. Well, that one was definitely purchased today, and it was purchased around noon. It's just unfortunate that person's not here. But let's go. Ready? Let's see.
You lose.
All right. This is also a pretty recent one. 218. 218. Nobody's here. Okay. Give a few seconds. No, 218. All right, here we go.
Jacob.
Yes.
I'm 281.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that you, Mando?
I just noticed. Yeah, I thought I was 282.
I thought it was somebody I knew because it was in the main chat earlier today, and somebody said they had just bought one, and we were at 280 when somebody said that.
Wow. Fuck yeah.
Congratulations, Mando. You well deserved, and you're a great support to helping us promote this initiative. So thank you for that. And I hope it goes to very good use. I hope you need one.
Thank you. Yes. Awesome.
That's
actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to donate it to the Cure community.
Wow. Nah, I don't know if you should do that. It's $1,300. I mean, you definitely deserve it.
Maybe donate your old iPhone and
yeah, there you go.
New one.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Mando. That's awesome. Mandoshi. Well, thank you, Glenn Ladizzle, for having us, and Badar for having us over here. That was
awesome. That was
absolutely awesome. We want to do this again. We love our, obviously talking about our project. You guys have been so good to us, and we were just grateful to be able to help your community out as well with the $500. And I hope those people will reach out to me. If not, I will reach out to them shortly with those usernames. And yeah, just thanks again for having us over here. Really, you do some great stuff over here.
Thank you for coming, Jacob. Yeah, it's a great cause. It's a great project, and we all support it here at Wellcoin Talk. And you're a great speaker for the project that you created here, and it's going great for probably more than you imagined. Getting into it with token and raising great money for a great cause for children's cancer, and it's just awesome every time you come. Yeah, it's great.
Well, thank you. And look, definitely keep an eye out for us. We've consolidated, which is great. You've seen that on the chart, and we're going to get to a bull market here shortly, and I think you're going to see some more great things out of us.
Yeah, Cure Token's here to stay. It's just going to get bigger and bigger in the future, and you're welcome anytime you want to come and talk to our investors and talk to the team. And yeah, it's a pleasure. And
awesome.
Have a great spring and summer, and maybe you can come back in 3 or 4 months' time. That'd be great.
That's awesome. I definitely will take you up on that. So appreciate you all. Thank you, community. Thank you all for participating in the AMA. The trivia was fun, and the prizes, that was awesome. And congratulations, Mandoshi.
Awesome. Yeah. Take care, Jacob. Yeah. We'll see you soon.